So this is the 5th attempt at this video. I just really want to explain this fragrance to the best of my ability. I do not want to skimp out on it, so I'm gonna do this one last time. So today we're gonna be reviewing Spicebomb by Viktor and Rolf. This stuff is one of my most favorite fragrances of all time. I like spicy fragrances. I like fragrances that are in your face, really extravagant. And I love fragrances with like a theme to it. If you've noticed, a lot of the fragrances I've reviewed kind of have a theme to them. So this one is Spicebomb. Now when you look at Spicebomb, what do you think? You think of spices, you think of an explosion. I have the dry down on my hand here. I'll tell you about the dry down after the opening, but first we're gonna look at the presentation. Now the presentation, look at that. It is quite nice. It's a creative bottle. It is really one of my favorite bottles. It's just super unique. I like it when companies take like an object and make it into like a fragrance bottle. Like this is literally a grenade, but it's nice and creative. And I love how they use the stop pin so you don't press down on the fragrance when you're traveling. It's like the pin for your grenade. It's hilarious. It's whatever. Then you got like the smoked glass. Then you got this metal band. I'm pretty sure this is metal, but yes, the bottle presentation is great and I love it. For a bottle presentation, giving it a 9 out of 10. It's really nice. So the smell, what does this smell like? Now in a world where we have like a whole bunch of Spicebomb flankers, basically we have Spicebomb Extreme, which is more of a rounded off, smooth, darker, sensual one. Less spicy actually. This one's the most spicy out of the whole Spicebomb range. It's weird. Then you have the Spicebomb Night Vision, Eau de Parfum, and Eau de Toilette, which those are okay. The Eau de Parfum is nice. I've smelled that the other day. It's very pistachio based. It's really weird. But the Eau de Toilette one is just, it's not bad. It is not bad. It's just funny. It's just kind of like Invictus, but Spicebomb. So if you like that, go for it. Then you have like the infrared one, which is the newest one. And that one's apparently supposed to be more spicy and coming closer to the original, because ever since they released this one, they haven't really topped it when it comes to the spiciness. There hasn't been one that's more spicy. Then you have the spice from Eau Fresh, which, yeah, it's not really, it's just an Eau Fresh version of this one. I remember when I wanted Spicebomb, I wanted a fragrance that would satisfy my need for a spicy fragrance, so that's why I got this one, because I really wanted a fragrance that would be nice and spicy. And this is nice and spicy. This has tons of spices in it. It's honestly really nice. And the way it's put together, it's like this really playful but rugged masculine scent. But yes, we are going to get to the smell. That is what we're here for, right? So let us spray it. Now the spray on this is quite nice. Check this out, right? It's quite a nice spray. It's nice in distribution. Well, okay, yeah. It burns your nose if you kind of smell it immediately, but I don't really care. It's just a blast of cinnamon. It's a blast of just citruses and a blast of chili. Now that chili is paprika. It is not like, you know, just chili. It's paprika. So paprika comes across a bit more sweet and a little bit more like rounded off chili. But what you get in the opening is just a ton of cinnamon. There is so much cinnamon in this, and you get kind of like a citrus feel to it. So it's like cinnamon, citrus, and chili. So it's really bright, it's really spicy and in your face, and it's just really intense. So the opening is really nice. It is probably the spiciest part of the fragrance, the opening. Now as it dries down, it becomes a little bit more tamed, a little bit more like sweeter than it is spicy, but it's still good. The opening is just this really nice bright, it's like a spiced citrus, almost like it. Spiced citrus will remind you a bit of like Christmas. This smells edible. It has a very edible smell to it. Not to the extent of like it's a gourmand or anything, but it's just, I really like the concept of this fragrance. I love fragrances with concepts, you know that. It's nice. This is a nice fragrance to have in your collection if you like spicy, intense fragrances. It is just, bruh, it's nice. I want to spray it again, get that opening again. You get a little bit of alimi in here as well, which is like a resin, but not too much, but it's there. If you smell it close enough in the opening, you will get tiny hints of like that leather tobacco, the pink pepper. It's really, really in the base. It's not prominent in the opening at all. Although pink pepper, just a little bit. Pink pepper, you know, rosy nuance, a bit spicy, a bit warm. It's nice. So yes, the opening is just a nice spicy citrus opening. It's great. It's great. Now, not to the extent of it's like Aventus citrusy or it's like Versace Pour Homme citrusy. It's just a spicy citrus smell. I wouldn't say it's a citrus opening. It's not, but it is. It has citrus in it, but it's mainly cinnamon, chili, and it has citrus. So, you know, that's the opening, and it is great. Now, as we wait for the dry down, I guess I'll talk about the performance on this. I should do that more, eh? Why don't I do that more? The performance on this is quite good. It is probably my longest lasting fragrance. Now, that's quite a statement. I'm not saying it's like the most like best performer, because after the first hour or so, this does stick close to your skin. It's just fragrances that have dense materials in them. They don't project as much. They don't hop off your skin. They don't jump around. But if you do wear this in like kind of hot weather, if you go clubbing with it or something and you sweat, I guess it could stop projecting more. But once it like dries down, it dries down. It's a skin scent for sure. So that's the only gripe I have with Spicebomb, is that it doesn't project. You can't really fill up a room with it, in my opinion. Now, it has been reformulated. I'm 100% sure it's been reformulated, because everyone like 6 years ago who would talk about this, they'd say that it fills up a room easily, but it really doesn't. Like, it's nice and projecting, but it doesn't fill up a room. Now, if you have recently sprayed it on, maybe, because it's still projecting, but when it's dried down, it really doesn't fill up rooms, unlike like Silver Scent. Silver Scent is a really potent fragrance. Even when it's like, you know, 2 hours in, it still jump off your skin. So it's nice. As we head to the dry down, you get a bit more of that pink pepper. Gives it a nice warm rosy nuance. And that cinnamon is still there. It is just full on cinnamon. It's great. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's warm. It's pretty nice. And the overall fragrance just smells really dark, really kind of sensual. It's nice. It's nice. You get a bit of that tobacco. Now, the tobacco, it isn't really like full on, like you'd say, oh dang, that guy's smoking. No, it's more like a warm kind of earthy-ish note, smoky a little bit, but it's there. The tobacco note is there, but it's not really prominent. But for me, in the dry down, what it's really all about is that cinnamon, that chili, and that pink pepper. It's just a nice combination. Now, the citruses are pretty much gone. You don't really get citrus at all. And it's weird, but there is saffron in here. Now, I'm not really the most trained expert on what saffron smells like. Every time you smell it up close, it leaves an after smell in your nose. Like, if I breathe in now, I can smell something, and it is weird. Not a lot of fragrances do that. I think this one and Dupe are the only ones that do that. But yeah, what the hell? Yeah, it leaves an aftertaste in your nose. That is so weird. But I guess that's like the kind of concept behind this fragrance, because like you want this to leave an impression. What is this for? This is a seductive men's fragrance, right? Spicy, but it's pretty good. It's nice. I guess you could say just rugged, masculine, but at the same time smells pretty sweet and smooth. It's got a pretty Christmassy feel to it. Not as much as Spicebomb Extreme, because that one actually has vanilla. But yeah, it's nice. So Spicebomb by Viktor Rolf. The smell, I have to give it like a 9 out of 10. It is really nice. The only thing that I would want more from this smell is probably just a little bit more spice in the dry down. But other than that, it's pretty much perfect. The overall fragrance itself, for me, it's great. There's really not a lot of fragrances out there like this. Now, there is one, and it is Bulgari's Man in Black. But I've smelt that one. It's not as spicy. It's a bit more refined. And in my opinion, it's closer to Spicebomb Extreme than it is to Spicebomb. So I can't really tell you that it's an alternative. Although it is cheaper, it's a nice alternative if you want something less spicy and more in that dark, mysterious realm. Now it's still spicy, don't get me wrong, but this is spicier. This is way spicier. So yeah, Spicebomb, a nice dark, spicy, smoky-ish. Not really smoky, not smoky, but just deep. And it really leaves an impression. it's nice. Dang it, did I mention the fragrance pyramid? I'll mention it now. But as you can see, top notes, pink pepper, lime, bergamot, grapefruit, middle notes, cinnamon, saffron, paprika, base notes, tobacco, leather, and vetiver. Now, if I didn't mention a note, it's because I don't really smell it. For example, vetiver. I don't really get any vetiver, like, at all. No vetiver. So that is that. And I didn't really mention the bergamot and grapefruit because they kind of just combine together to make like a citrus smell. They don't really smell like, oh, there's bergamot, oh, there's grapefruit. It's kind of just together, and it's like combining tonka bean and vanilla. No, it's not. It's like combining, I guess you could say, pink pepper and rose. No. Dang it, man. I'm bad at this. But it's just, yeah, whatever. Would I recommend this? Yes. Hell yes. Get this fragrance. I love it. If you want to grab like attention, this is really an attention grabbing fragrance. It's just super obnoxious. I think I've talked about it a lot now, but that is all for this video. That's it. That's the best way I can describe Spicebomb. Hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like. If you want to, leave a comment on what you want me to review next. I'm going to be reviewing probably Silver Scent Midnight, just the whole Silver Scent line. I'm getting Silver Scent Deep soon, and then I'll have all of the Silver Scents, and I'll probably do my first house fragrance video where you talk about one lineup, because I've never had a complete lineup before. It's weird. But yeah, that is that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like knives and stuff, you know, be sure to check out my channel. I do a lot of knife making. I have some knives completed, and I'll be doing a video on them. It's gonna be pretty epic. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.